For many older adults, giving up the car keys isn't just about mobility, it's about identity, freedom, and connection. But when driving is no longer safe or comfortable, how do they get around? And what happens when the people who raised us start needing more help? How do we handle the shift from being cared for to becoming caregivers? In this episode, we're diving into the real-world transportation options for Connecticut seniors who no longer drive. We'll talk about community-based services, rideshare adaptations, senior shuttles, and how to plan ahead with your loved ones without sacrificing their dignity or independence. Welcome to the Senior Living Video Podcast with your host, me, Bill Corbett. Whether you're caring for an aging parent, a grandparent, or you're just planning ahead, this conversation is full of compassion, insight, and practical guidance. Now, I had the chance to learn more about transportation options in Connecticut when I interviewed Stephen Kaminsky, Mobility Manager for Region 4 of the Way to Go program in Connecticut. This program connects older adults in the community who are disabled or veterans or simply just seniors with reliable and affordable transportation. How do they take advantage of this? Is there an 800 number they call? And for our seniors, we need to make instructions very clear for them so they can know what to do. What do you tell people?
By umbrella, the Way to Go program is a specific facilitator. So yes, there's a number they can call that is on our website, and what that does, it puts them in touch with me. And as the mobility manager for the North Central region, we have numerous resources. We do an intake. We try to understand all of their needs specifically so that we can put together some very important solutions to either a long-term problem or a short-term fix. So that's how we facilitate that initial thing. But yeah, it is. We do have a call center that they can contact us.
So it sounds like you're tailoring the transportation by the person, depending on where they located, what they need it for. Correct?
Yeah, it's very case specific. It's not a cookie cutter solution. So we take the time to really listen to the individual. It also may be it may be a caregiver, it may be a family member, it may be a social worker trying to help one of their clients. So I try to take as many details as possible because it does have an effect on what the outcome is or what resources we can come up with for them.
So I understand the people who are qualified for this have to have senior citizen status, 60 and older. Or ADA certified with Greater Hartford Transit for disabled status, and veterans also can take advantages, correct?
Yeah, we serve our older adult community, usually 60 plus, people with disabilities, and that can be 18 or up. We can help them. And then our veterans, we have specific programs for our veterans. And in some cases some individuals might be all three of those tiers. But if they do have a disability, even if it's temporary, like they had surgery or something, and they know for the next 3 months they're going to need some help, that they can also apply for the ADA paratransit application. Or it can be a long-term thing, it can be a permanent thing. It could be a cognitive disability. So we try to serve many, many facets of our community in that regard.
Well, working in the field of senior services, and I hope I'm going to put you on the spot here. One of the problems that I hear frequently is they can take transportation to the shopping center or to the pharmacy, whatever, but getting back is the challenge. So anyone who's concerned about that, getting a one-way ride or getting the return ride, what do you tell them?
Well, even though the dial-a-ride system is very useful, it has some limitations in terms of scheduling. That's been the biggest thing that I've come across as well. where there's long wait times perhaps to get back once you've, like you had mentioned. So you're dropped off at the grocery store at 10, but they're not coming back till 3. That's just how their schedule works. So there are other, B plan, what I call them B plan solutions. There are some reduced rate voucher programs. There are some Lyft and Uber are getting in on the business of serving our older adults
Oh.
because it's a growing population. So they offer some type of price compensation. Or there's a thing with Lyft that if you go to the same destination back and forth, you can buy what they call a Lyft price lock, and that can help reduce costs greatly. It's a small membership per month. Um, but yeah, you do have to, in some regards, you have to kind of piecemeal your solutions together if you don't want to wait for hours and hours.
Now, if some seniors have a caregiver, can the caregiver ride with them?
In some cases, yes. Yep, that is not a problem. Yep. So if they have a caregiver, they like for a Lyft or an Uber, they would just be part of that transportation, so they can go along.
Is there anything about the veteran status that's specific for them to use this? Because I know whether the veterans are retired or they were in a campaign or anything. Is there anything? Is it just veteran status? I have a DD 214, or does it break down into different types of qualified people?
That I have seen in terms of, and I have done some of the veteran affiliations, but for the most part, is if you've served in our armed services and are of a veteran status, you fall under that umbrella.
Okay.
So
Now,
yeah, I haven't seen any exclusionary things.
and so this people who with a disability can be 18 and up, and they have to apply to qualify for the rides, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So it's a pretty user friendly. There's an old fashioned paper application, but if you go online, ADACT, uh, you can fill out the application in about 8 to 10 minutes. It's pretty user friendly, and then it gets processed quicker that way. So it if it is a medical disability, they generally will do a follow up. They may contact a physician just to verify that. But it's around about I think the long and about 30 days, 21 to 30 days to process, um, to get everything, buttoned up and to be certified.
And how long has the Way to Go program been around? And it's just the state of Connecticut, correct?
Well, for there are 5 regions in Connecticut. We are Region 4. So the Way to Go program was formed in 2013 because of these needs. So it's a little over 10 years now that we've been, building and growing and kind of figuring it out as we go along in the sense of things change so quickly today with new technologies and new ways to get to people. uh, the good news is technology is really speeding things up. It's the But the older generations may not be as adept at the internet because they didn't. That's not part of their formation, so to speak.
Right, right.
They're caregivers, they're family members, they're children of the older adults may be more adept, but the actual clientele usually needs some assistance and are still favoring the old-fashioned paper or a phone call if we're dealing with them directly on most cases I've experienced.
Is there, and I know you probably don't know out of state, but if someone's listening from a surrounding state, where would they begin to look for a program like this? Any idea who they would call?
Well, the first one would be the Department of Transportation, like
Okay.
their state Department of Transportation. Um, we just had a meeting, about a month ago, where one of the members of the Massachusetts Department of Transportation sat in because they're trying to implement a little bit of what Connecticut
Ah,
has. They
okay.
want to they want to model what we have in our 5 regions. There are 5 mobility managers, one for each region. Uh, uh, Most of them are managed by the Kennedy Collective, which is a group out of Trumbull, but there are our group is under the Amplify Connecticut umbrella, so to speak. And but yeah, they could. That's probably a good place to start because they would either know of the programs that exist, or I think they would have a good referral to give them some idea of how they may access either better public transportation or maybe volunteer services. That would be a good resource.
So, lastly, before I let you go, and as you said, a lot of seniors don't know how to get onto the internet and go searching for stuff. So they're
Yeah.
someone who's not internet savvy. Where would they begin in the state of Connecticut? Where would they start right now, just to start inquiring?
Well, the best thing to do is to go to call me if you're in my region. You would call me at like an old-fashioned phone call, and I'll talk it through with you. In those regards, what I do is I put the same resources together, but I'll call the individual back, and I'll go step by step over each possibility with phone numbers so that they can call if they're not, web savvy. So for to contact me directly, you would I can give you the number. It's 860-267-5439, and my extension is 100. That comes right to me. So
Okay.
that's 860-267-5439, extension 100 comes right to me.
And you say you're Region 4, approximately in the state of Connecticut. Where's Region 4? What makes up
Region
Region
four
4?
is North Central Connecticut.
North Central.
North Central, yeah.
Okay.
So we don't get in. It's just Hartford and Tolland counties, and there's about 37 towns we cover. So it's a pretty big chunk of our state.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Terrific. Well, we've been talking with Stephen Kaminsky with Way to Go program in the state of Connecticut. Appreciate your time. And even if we just got the information for one senior, we've already done what we really should want to do, and that's to help them with their mobility around the state of Connecticut.
Yes. Yeah. I hope we can help. Even if you said if it's one individual,
Yeah.
it's a big problem sometimes for people, and we want to help them through that. That process.
Well, this is excellent. Thank you very much for being on the show, and we'll get that information out to everybody who needs it. Thank you again.
Thank you, Bill.
Don't let grandma get run over by a reindeer now. Losing the keys doesn't mean losing independence, and with the right support, staying connected and mobile is more possible than ever. Please subscribe to this channel and like this video. It helps us create more content like this one. And we'd love to hear your comments in the comment box below. Until next time, take care of your aging parents and keep the wheels turning.